in 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. We're on top of breaking news this morning. A Tennessee man is dead after an officer-involved shooting in Michigan. This happened overnight in St. Joseph, which is right on the shores of Lake Michigan. So here's what we know right now. Police say the 42-year-old man was a truck driver, and officers were called to this neighborhood for a welfare check on that driver. When they got there, police say he crashed the semi into that home and into a police cruiser. The man got out of the truck and tried to run before getting into a fight with an officer. That's when he was shot. The officer is on administrative leave.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Tucker. Here are your top stories from the WMC newsroom in Memphis. Memphis police released surveillance video of the suspect accused of shooting 3 people, including a toddler. One person was killed in the shooting. Police say the suspect was last seen driving a black Chevy Malibu. You can see that vehicle next to the SUV. According to police, this was a targeted attack. And opening arguments expected to start soon in the rape trial of Cleotho Abston Henderson this morning. He's accused of raping Alicia Franklin nearly 3 years ago. Jury selection began yesterday. Henderson is also accused of kidnapping and killing Memphis mother of 2 and beloved teacher Eliza Fletcher. This happened nearly 2 years ago. Attorneys say they plan to use evidence from that case as the rape trial moves forward. Those are your headlines from the Mid-South.
For the first time, a Republican lawmaker is calling for the resignation of State Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds. This all comes after a Tennessean report came out last week exposing that Reynolds was granted a tuition waiver from the state when she was ineligible. Representative Todd Warner is now calling for an investigation. He says for months he has asked her questions in committees, questions he says she couldn't answer.
A lot of pushback from my district on her. I've had former school superintendents, former director of schools, a lot of teachers contacted me over the weekend. They know I'll take a stand, and they asked me to ask for her resignation.
Democratic lawmakers called for her resignation months ago. They say she doesn't meet the job qualifications. They say she doesn't have a teaching license and has never taught and never worked in school administration. New video shows Morgan Wallen being arrested after police say he threw a chair from the 6th floor of Chief's Bar, which is on Broadway in Nashville. Police say Wallen almost hit officers who were standing in the road below. According to the arrest report, the chair landed just 3 feet from Metro police officers. Witnesses told police that Wallen laughed after throwing the chair. He's due in court May 3rd, which is the morning after the first of 3 concerts he's playing at Nissan Stadium. All right, a lot of wet weather in the forecast for most of us across the state. We got some bumpy weather coming our way as well, Stephanie.
Even a couple of strong thunderstorms as we get through Wednesday later in the day and maybe spilling over into our early Thursday. So we're eyeing up those 2 days. Overall, that should be a low impact weather event for us. No widespread major severe weather, but heavier downpours will be likely. Could be some wind and hail in any of those thunderstorms as well. Today, widespread scattered showers working their way through. There will certainly be some dry breaks every now and then, but you do just want to keep the umbrella handy. I think a couple of heavier downpours will be on the table, maybe even a rumble of thunder, but no major severe weather threat. Heaviest of the rainfall should be across the southern portions of the state as we head through the afternoon and evening. Little break tonight, a couple of showers to start off the day tomorrow, but steadier rainfall will work its way back in later in the afternoon into the evening, spilling over to the overnight and into early Thursday, and that is where the alert day comes into play. Most of the state is under a severe weather threat, a 1 out of 5 though, so it is a low end threat, meaning things would be pretty isolated in far southern portions of Tennessee, though, around the Lawrenceburg areas, knocking on the door in Memphis, a 2 out of 5 on that severe threat scale. So the higher severe weather threat, the farther we go to the south. You'll want to stick with us. We'll have the latest updates here on Tennessee in 10 as we go through the next couple of days.
In the WVLT newsroom, I'm Harry Sullivan. Right now, a Knoxville woman with a double lung amputation finished the Knoxville Marathon. Take a look at this. Cassandra Clements from Knoxville has cystic fibrosis and wasn't sure she'd make it to her 23rd birthday. Then she got a set of lungs from an organ donor. The only thing she knows about the donor is that they were small like her and also played sports. But now these new lungs are allowing her to do things she never could before.
It actually overwhelms me at times because I've never had that much air come through my body. It's weird having your lungs expand and like move your arms there's so much breath going into you. It's a very different feeling.
Running marathons and triathlons is how Cassandra says she honors the person who gave her this new shot at life. We'll send it back to you.
All right, that does it for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with a look at the big headlines from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes.